Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Mission Matters. My name is Adam Torres, and if you'd like to apply to be a guest in the show, just head on over to missionmatters.com and click on Be Our Guest to apply. All right, so today is a very special episode. I have Allie on the line and Elizabeth from the band Betty, who I had such the privilege of watching perform last year at the Power Up Conference in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be making a return performance at the Power Up Conference. Absolutely. And for those listening that haven't checked it out yet, it's to get tickets and to learn more, it's thepowerupconference.com, or you can also go to taketheleadwomen.com, and you'll see the links there. It's going to be on Women's Equality Day, as it is every year, and that's going to be on August 25th and 26th. So first off, Miss Betty, Elizabeth, Allie, how do I address you? How do you want to do this? Welcome. I'm so excited to have you on.
You know what we always say? Betty has been together for 39 years, and every single show in 39 years, we always tell the audience, say, hello, Betty. So you can say the same thing.
All right. Hello, Betty. I'm in.
There you go.
So
that's the best way.
I was in the audience, and I had so much fun at the concert. I think last year was at the Kennedy Center, was the concert, this year again we'll be in D.C. again for the concert as well. Return performance. This, I know you play a lot of venues. Been doing this a long time. What makes this so special? What about the conference, Gloria, just the whole ecosystem? What's so special about this gig?
Well, first, thanks so much for having us on, Adam. Really appreciate it. And we love the fact that there is a mission that matters, that Gloria Felt has been doing for a very long time. It's called Take the Lead Women, and it's about basically having women own their voices and own those spots where they think that someone else should be filling in, to own them themselves. And the whole conference is about helping and train women to do that kind of thing. And Betty has long been about empowering people saying, like, you know, we want people to sing and dance and live and love and laugh and have a great time and help others while we're doing it. And that's exactly what the Power Up Conference is about. And that's why it's such great synchronicity for us to be doing something with it. Don't you think, Elizabeth? Elizabeth is the silent type. She's nodding. She's nodding wherever she is.
Well, thank you for saying that, first off, Allie. And I'm excited about this year's concert as well, but I can't let you off the line. And we definitely got to get into this. Your 11th album. What inspired this? Why now? Let's get into the music.
What inspired the album Eat? Well, we were inspired. Some of those songs happened during COVID. Some of them happened afterwards. Some of them happened in the studio. We recorded in New York City and Mexico City with the pretty amazing Jason Karma, who is the producer. And we just really had a good time with it. It was a lot of very, very poppy songs, very short and poppy and meaningful to us, about food, of course, and love. And some politics, always.
And what's really cool about it, it's also very cyclical, because we started in Washington, D.C. at the same time as Jason did. And we wanted to sort of bring back that sort of like youthful innocence of the 80s with all the experience that we've learned over 39 years of being a band together. And the one thing that we've learned more than anything else as friends and as coworkers is that you can work out any problem you have if you just sit down and eat about it.
It's true.
Who came up with the title? I'm always interested about how these titles come about. Like Eat. Who came up? We're taking me to the moment. Was there a moment? Who did it?
I get to claim that one because we were working for so long. For 5 or 6 months, we were trying to come up with a name. Right, Elizabeth? We tried every name possible. We had millions of different things. We just couldn't find the right name. A lot of great ones in there, but not one that sort of spoke to all three of us. And I happened to be at the Whitney Museum, and I looked down and saw a piece of art that Robert Indiana had done back in the 60s, and it said Eat. And it was so simple and so powerful, so strong. It meant something that every single one of us has to do. It also means everything great, everything good, everything delicious. It means all the memories like Marcel Proust had when he ate Madeleine. But it also means when you mess up. You know, oh, man, you ate that. But then the kids today, the Gen Zs and all, say that it's a fantastic thing when you eat that. So it was just this really large universe of a word that really encapsulated all the different shades and meanings and flavors, if you will, of Betty. So it was the perfect time to put out the album in 2025 that meant everything to all three of us.
So, I mean, with a catalog this large now, 11 albums, where does this fit in your evolution? Like how would you describe it?
Good question. Elizabeth, you want to take that one?
I think every album that we do is of the moment of the three of us, of the moment of Betty. So this album felt to me like we wanted some ease and pop and electronica and really go back to our roots of singing. So we did one a cappella song on the album, and it's the only cover on the album. And it's Burt Bacharach and Hal David's song, and it's What the World Needs Now Is Love, which seems perfect for this time.
Yes.
So it's every album is of the time, and every song is of the time of the album. And so this album seemed like it flowed. Like the first single is called Flow, and Allison's daughter actually did a really cool video to it, which is on our YouTube channel, which is
anybody can go see.
Betty Verse. Betty Verse. And you can also get to all that stuff by going to our website, hellobetty.com. Hello, Betty.
Hello, Betty.
Yeah. And so it just seemed like a great amalgam of fun, of politics, of sad, of family, and of food, and of how we were right now. So it's really hard to think about the art. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to say, ultimately, it's just a positive journey from beginning to end. It starts off with the song, We Are In This Together, because no matter how conflicted we might be and how many challenges there may be between different groups right now, the bottom line is that we really are all in this, going around on this big blue marble together, and we have to find a way to do it together. And that's sort of the journey of this album as well. And it also ties into what the Power Up Conference is about, is that we are all in this together. How can we support and strengthen each other on our journey?
Yeah, a really good way of us all being in it together is when the aliens will come to the planet, and then we can realize that we're all in it together, universally as well as planet-wise.
I always say that, Elizabeth. Have you been listening to my show? I say that. People are like, what? I'm like, watch, then we'll all be one, promise. Then it's humans versus...
like Starship Troopers.
I love it. So I'm curious of mine, what keeps a group together for, going on 40 years? Like, that's in itself is an accomplishment. What keeps you together?
Isn't it? Well, food is one thing.
Yeah.
It is a miracle, and food is another thing. But I think ultimately what it comes down to for me, and I can't speak for Elizabeth or for her sister Amy, who's the third of our group, for me, I'm still fascinated by the work that the two of them do. I think they're both so gifted, so talented, and when the three of us get together and things are working, like Elizabeth said, when it flows, we wrote the song in the studio, Flow, because it was an absolute flow. When it works, it's magical in ways that nothing else in my life has ever been and probably will never be. And that's why I keep coming back. I continue to chase the dragon of Betty because it's still breathing fire for all three of us.
Wow, that's a great quote.
Thank you.
I like
I'm on
it.
the radio.
I'm in.
But Elizabeth, maybe you have a different thing. What has kept you going, Elizabeth, through all these many years?
I think the sense of family for me, really, the sense of sisterhood has kept me going with the three of us, because that's always what I've believed in more than anything else is the sisterhood, and no matter where it is, and if it's in the family or if it's extended family or if it's chosen family. So for me, it's the sisterhood, and it's also those moments when we hit the right note or right chord, and you can feel it, and it's universal, and it's primal. And so even if it's in rehearsal, when you hit that moment, because there's many non-moments, but when you do hit that moment where we do come together and it's just this universal vibe, that's the crack of Betty.
Yep.
Amazing.
That keeps us coming back.
So I understand at this conference you're planning something special, doing something new, writing a song live. Talk to me about that. Like, Ian, and I want you to start at like the inception of that idea, because that's just so different. Like, where did all this begin? Like, and then maybe go further into it.
Thanks for asking that question. Gloria was actually the one that said, she was talking to the conference, and this year the conference is slightly different. Last year there was a concert the night before, and then the day of the conference was the conference. But this time there's a concert on the night before that Marina Arsenovich is going to be playing a beautiful piano piece on the night before at a much smaller event. And then on Tuesday, Women's Equality Day, the conference is all day long, and at the end of the conference, Gloria told me that they do something called like a commitment corner, where there's a wall where people put up, like what they're committed to after they've learned all these amazing things and been inspired through the incredible speakers that are going to be presenting and the different exercises they've done. They're going to write down on the wall these different commitments that they're making to themselves and how they're going to use this work in what they do. And I said, well, that's amazing, but you know what would really make it stick? What if people sang it? And she stopped. She was like, oh my gosh. And we said, okay, well, let's do this. At the very end of the conference day, we're going to sit and have a songwriting session where anybody who is so inspired from during the day and wants to remember some part of it is going to come and bring that thought, and we're going to put all those thoughts together and create a piece of music that we can all take back with us to remain inspired, to help us in those dark times, because I'm out here in LA dealing with a family's medical crisis. And as dark as it can be and as hard as it is, when I'm driving away, if I put the radio on and I hear music, it completely changes the mood. It transports me to a different place. It gives me hope and inspiration. And that's what we're going to be doing with this songwriting, this commitment corner that we're going to be doing. I think we're calling it the commitment fair that's at the very end of the conference day. And then after we do that, anybody who wants to sing it with us is going to sing it with us. And after that is a Betty concert where everybody can just drip with dopamine and have a great time as they dance off into the night.
Wow. That's wonderful. It's such a great story, one that I'm glad to be a part of and to bring to my audience and to help document just in my little piece of documenting the journey that is the 40-year history of Betty and the latest album, Eat, which is the 11th album. That being said, so Allie, Elizabeth, if somebody is listening or watching this and if they want to follow you, whether it's on social media, website, grab the new album, how do they do that?
Well, I'll tell you the website, which I say the website is the easiest place to go. It's called hellobetty.com, HELLOBETTY.com, where all the information is. And Elizabeth says,
you can follow us on Instagram at Betty Rules, RULES, Betty Rules. And everything else, FaceTime and all that stuff, that's on, Facebook. All of this stuff is on our website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's great. And for everybody listening, just so you know, we'll definitely put some links in the show notes so that you can just click on them and head right on over. And don't forget to head on over to thepowerupconference.com to grab your tickets. Again, this is going to be on Women's Equality Day in Washington, D.C. on August 25th and 26th. Again, you can go to thepowerupconference.com. You can also go to taketheleadwomen.com, and there's some links there and also some more background on Gloria Felt's work and Take the Lead and what that entails. So Allie, Elizabeth, it has been so much fun having you on the show today. Thank you for coming on, and congrats again on the 11th album. That's an amazing, amazing accomplishment.
Thanks you, Adam. Thanks for having us.